Good, hello. Um, this is going to be my second part of the user manual series. I am a little sick right now, which is why I'm making this video in the first place, because I'm not going to school. Oh, yeah, that's... I don't script these as a, thing I should say ahead of time. So, none of this is scripted. But, I'm going to be talking about this thing, the Nautilus, today. I always forget the Nautilus 47. If you not, no one ever remembers the numbers. I'm losing my train of thought. Okay, so this weapon, right? It's a midline. It doesn't have very much range in comparison to other spawners. It has about 4 lines, and that's just for the paint. I stand 4 lines away from... Hold on. This dummy. I can paint over him, but I can't reach him. So you have more paint range than you do, actual kill range. So yeah, this weapon is midline. Not really... You can be aggressive, because it is a very fast kill time. But mainly you're going to be playing midline. Now about the kill time in particular, you also have perfect jump accuracy. See, none of my bullets are spreading whenever I jump. Like the reticle is staying the exact same. It's because I have no jump RNG on this thing. So you are a very mobile splatling. So you're really going to be using your range and kill time to kind of force people out of areas, and I think the kit kind of adheres to that. You know, sensors kind of just making people apprehensive to shark, storm just really putting people at a disadvantage right ahead, and then also making it a 3-shot. It's very good at walling people out, I think. That's probably the strength of this weapon. You probably saw me using it already as well. This Splatling is the only one to have a charge hold. So you no longer have the penalty of having to drop your charge if you get a bomb thrown at you, a special, or just a person rushing you down. You will no longer have to... You can run around speed, actually, because you have this mobility option. Your mobility is a lot more flexible, no, but you don't inherently need run speed. Because you always have this option to strafe back by just swimming. Right? So, that's a big plus of the weapon. And then also, it's one of 2 splatlings, this and ballpoint, to have a recharge function. So while you're shooting, recharge at any time. Very nice, very nice. I will say, in addition with the charge hold, it also lasts a very long time. Like, I can count like 1, 2, 3, 4, about 4 seconds. So that actually gives you the flexibility to use stuff like Squid Surge and get away with it. Which is something a lot of chargers can't do, besides YouTube or just like chargers with Intensify. Right? So that also gives it a pretty good edge. It's a very solid weapon, I would say. Right now, I'd say its best mode is probably zones, just because of the kit, you know, like, the location is good for monitoring people as they try to strafe around the zone, and storm is just good for retakes and challenging the zone. So yeah, this is mainly a zones thing. Also good in Rainmaker, I would say, just for the object damage, which is also something I want to touch on with the abilities you could run on this. I don't think there's anything inherently necessary. This is what I run, personally. But I don't think there's anything inherently necessary besides Object Shredder. So the thing with Object Shredder is, Nautilus has very high object damage already. So it makes it very good at breaking things like splash walls or crab tanks, whatever, right? I believe looking at Sendu Inc. with Object Shredder, this 14 shots crab. But there, that's a crab broken. I remember I did this before. It was 460 damage. That's a crab broken. And then also you still have the charge to kill the user afterwards. So yeah, very good into crab, I would say. Also wall is another thing. Shreds wall. So things like 50k and whatnot. Weapons that use their wall often are challenged by this thing. Now weaknesses, I would say definitely anything that outranges it. Um, if like edit, heavy edit, can challenge its kill time. Because, I mean, heavy edit's just crazy with that. Things like chargers, or AoE, stuff that walls it out before it can get in the range to actually threaten people. Things like that. I mean, but in terms of strengths, I say this beats most shooters. Or like short-range weapons. Like this bullies Spartana wipers, bullies, I said most shooters, rollers, especially with the location to prevent them from using Ninja Squid. Really anything short range would be your forte with this thing, I would say. But since it is zones right now, we're gonna get into some games. You know what I don't think it needs is a nerf. Like, I think this is a very well-balanced weapon. Its weakness is kind of just like the lack of range. It's like that, what was already a weakness for other weapons like ballpoint against charger was like, even ballpoint has almost Hydra range and it still struggles with that, and this is even less. So, it's susceptible to that kind of thing, but early game here. Zones Monty. I would honestly say this stage is pretty good for Nautilus just because of how small it is, and the space it's able to control. You're honestly, when you don't have a backline like my team does right now, you're kind of going to be acting as the backline. You won't really be as far as the... Okay, well, we're gonna ignore that. You won't really be as far back as the backlines, but you will still, like, be acting as the anchor. Get the storm in command, we'll take its position. Go cooler. But like I said, you don't really need run speed just because you have this option to back up and use your charge hole. That kill time is really good for this thing. Those fall off. I put missiles in the zone. Storm in the zone. Okay. Sorry to go quiet there, I was focused. But I would say it's something you could do similar to Jet, where you can hit like 2 or 3 shots and then you have the enemy's location. In quad. Yes, the storm. Nice, that was like 7 in a row. And also, when I continue to do these videos, I'm going to start kind of discussing just hopes for other kits. Because, I don't know, I think it could be interesting enough discussion. Oh, I actually got that too, that's funny. I'm going to push a little bit more aggressive here. Just against the other Nautilus. Nautilus on Nautilus combat, you know? Not to not combat. By the way, with a Booyah Bomb and Object Shredder, a Nautilus can very easily shred it and kill the user. Like, this is what I'm talking about, you just take advantage of that range. The Luna can't even do anything to you now. Wow. Like I said, as we near the last 30 seconds of this, LDE is going to kick in. Which, and on this weapon, is honestly just nice, as it gives you just, like, more room to use parts of your kit and what... Oh, it's on DC. It gives you more room to use parts of your kit. Like, more effectively, like the point sensors and whatnot. But, alright, like I was saying with the second kit, I'm hoping for suction again. And in all honesty, I don't think whale would be that bad of an option in this thing because of the aforementioned like three-shotting with storm. I think it could come very well into that. Play one more game with this. Yeah, that's just funny. Suction whale can probably be my first hit kit. That or like the Kraken and then a utility sub, just so it's not like. I guess with heavy deco already having Kraken, I don't think Kraken makes much sense on this thing. Not Kraken. Chump might work very well actually. Like suction chump. Maybe something to enable teammates and whatnot, which is kind of what this thing wants to do. At least with this kit it does. But I guess if you wanted to play more to the aggressive, you want an aggressive special, and yeah, honestly, like that could be good for a third kit. I think the second one should be aggressive. A lot of people want crab tank on it. That would be insanely good, just because of the kind of main weapon that Not is. And in all honesty, if it gets like a good special, I'd say give it a utility sub. And not a bomb. Do not give this thing a bomb and a good special, because then it'll just get ridiculous. Sorry about that. Okay. Numero dos. Try to take a more aggressive position. Ooh, okay, another thing I should mention. Nautilus has not bad fall off. You can get away with arcing shots over walls like this and still do decent damage to people. Okay, I didn't see the chunk behind me until it exploded. Cooler could actually. Okay, I was about to say cooler, but then heavy edit literally just got cooler. And it's like the same range value as this weapon. I'm only one alive. I'm just taking advantage of that range. You can't even get anywhere close to me. Stamp, you can just obliterate it. Okay. Ah, okay. Extended too far. Well, he got mad that I canceled 2 of his stamps. Maybe play a different weapon that doesn't have negative range. I was just gonna do it again. Oh, that's stamp number 4 he's failed to use. And that's that, wow. Well, there you go. There's Nautilus. Um, I usually do the decision on which weapon to do next by vote in my Discord server, which is not open to join. So essentially, it's random. We're not in the server. We'll see what happens next. And that's about all you need to know. I'll see you guys later.